Hey, morning church, pastor's note time. We've just come out of some staff meetings, had a really good morning, engaging with each other about how we're operating as a church. And my reminder to some of our ministry leaders and staff this morning is something I want to remind you about, and that is that we're a church that is fueled by the gospel. All of our four cornerstone statements are gospel-centered disciples, gospel-centered worship, gospel-centered community, gospel-centered mission. And the reason for our existence, the why behind everything we do, is that we are more sinful than we ever dared believe, and yet more loved than we ever dared hope. That's how Tim Keller articulates the gospel, and I think it's a really helpful way to think about it. We are more sinful than we ever dared believe, and yet more loved than we ever dared hope. And this is the reason we do everything we do, because we believe that we have been loved by God while we were still sinners. Christ died for us, not because of our goodness, but despite of our failures, God has loved us, and we want the world to know that good news. And so my prayer is that we as the church would always remain gospel fueled at every place, that all the things that we do, all the things that we say, express something of God's goodness and help people understand God's goodness for themselves. We really long to see the world come to know this love for them, the love of Christ, that he offered himself in their place, offers a way to return to the Father and to have an eternal hope and a future. And so my prayer is that you be fueled by that, and that we as the church would always keep the gospel at the forefront of all of our conversations. So one of the ways we live out the gospel is by doing a bunch of ministry and mission. A lot of that happens through ministry partners. And so one of our ministry partners is New Life Center, and they're having a market day. We would love you to come and drop off good quality clothing, useful household items. Please, no broken stuff. Let's just do this well. If we're seeking to bless people, let's bless people with good things. So good quality clothes, some good quality household goods, and the market day is going to be used to raise awareness and to raise funds for the New Life Center down in Belleville, one of our partner ministries that tries to express good news to young mothers. Then secondly, we'd love you to move your bank account details if you're still giving money to the church, so that we can use money to make sure the good news is spread to the nations, Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, to the ends of the earth. We do ministry locally, regionally, and then ultimately internationally through some of our long-term ministry families and missionary families. One of the ways we support them and bless them and invest into them is through our finances. And so please do transfer your funds into the Investec account. We're moving away from our ABSA account for a number of practical reasons. All of those details are on the website. Thirdly, there was a bit of legislation that is going to go through in South Africa, or at least that is up for debate in South Africa. It's called the Papudi. It is about the freedom of expression, and it deeply affects the life and ministry of the church. And so I will be doing a second video that will be sent out on our social media platforms. Please go do look at Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. It's really important that we make some comments on this. And so the elders have met, and we are very clear about this. We really believe in the freedom of expression, particularly space for people of faith to express their faith without fear of persecution. And this potential government legislation fundamentally affects the life and ministry of the church. And so if you're interested in that, we'd love you to be interested in it. We think it's important, and we'd love you to add your comment to the petition that is going out on this. And so all of those links are in the description below, and we'll put out a video on our various platforms. We'd love you to be part of that. Listen, God bless you. Go and be good news people this week. It's not just that the gospel is for you. The good news of Jesus, the gospel, is for all people. And so may you be quick with the reason for your hope. And that reason is Jesus, because he lived, because he died, because he rose again. And so go and bless the world by proclaiming Jesus' name as far and as wide as you can. Have a great week. We'll see you Sunday.